creation through bomb and form. The greatest to ever do it like Kareem in the form. Or Dame at the buzzer, Skip at the rucker. 96 Bulls, the GOAT, there's no other. Bulls and Ghosts get some wins, but never cover. The word gave the answer to sin. No.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Behind the Plays. I'm your host, Davion, and with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the co-host, Eric.
Hello.
All right, I am feeling mildly under the weather. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but it's very nasally right now, so I'm like trying to.
Dude, me too, actually.
Oh, it's the flu game.
Yeah, this is our flu game episode. No, I've had a migraine since like Friday.
That's rough. Yeah, I've been sick since like Friday, so it's your fault. I'm blaming you.
Broncos win one freaking game, man. Oh my god.
They've won more than one game in a row.
I know, but it feels like
this is like 3 in a row, bro.
The last 3 weeks have been perfect for us. We beat the Chiefs, which is our Super Bowl. We had our bye week, which means we couldn't lose.
Correct.
And then we beat the Bills in dramatic fashion.
Have been great because you guys beat the Packers.
Yeah, but that wasn't like
over the top
dramatic. You know,
okay.
It was like, oh, cool, we beat the Packers. But it's like, oh, we beat the Chiefs and the Bills, and that was pretty exciting.
That's pretty crazy.
I didn't have to change today, right? Yeah. I don't get too many Victory Mondays, let alone Victory Tuesdays, where I get to wear my Broncos stuff to work.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
So might be the first time ever in the history of the podcast, given that we record it on Tuesdays, that I've come home and I didn't have to put on Broncos stuff. I was already wearing it. Life is good.
Crazy? I'm currently not wearing my Eagles stuff. I got to wear my Eagles stuff to work today.
Really?
It was sports day at work because it's like some thankful thing was going on, so we got to wear sports gear of our favorite sports team. So I wore a Jalen Hurts jersey over my Super Bowl 52 championship hoodie.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not wearing it now because, you know, I didn't want to, but
right.
I was wearing it at work. It was great. I had a good time.
No, I have a handful of like nicer Broncos stuff. So I have a nice little like pullover on.
Oh, nice.
That I wear. I keep for work. I have a few pullovers. I have a polo. Stuff like that.
No bad. We like that.
Because I have to dress semi-professional.
Yeah, I have to dress business casual. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we are. Well, I do want to give a special shout out to my cousin who just started her college basketball career. She's popping off. Keep doing you. All right, continue.
This is the behind the play.
Yeah, literally behind the play. She hit a game tying 3 to send the game into overtime, and then they won in double OT. It was crazy.
It's sick.
You guys followed me on Twitter. You guys saw my reaction to everything. I was hyping the hell out of everything. It was great. But yeah, so football. There was some crazy games this week. We expected them to be kind of mid. But they weren't. They were actually anything but mid. The first 2 games were absolutely and utterly the terrible football games. Everything after that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I would say so. Panthers Bears was pretty bad. Colts Patriots was pretty bad. But honestly, the rest of our day on Sunday wasn't that bad. Sunday Night Football wasn't great, but at least it was pretty dramatic at the end.
It was dramatic. It wasn't like the best, but it was better than Panthers Bears or Colts Patriots. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah.
All right. But with that being said, I'm very, very happy to go through these games. We're going to do a basic week this week. We're just going to go through the games, talk a little bit. Eagles didn't play this week. Chiefs didn't play this week. Dolphins didn't play this week. Rams didn't play this week.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to hear me rant about the Eagles. Crazy, right?
It's true. But, oh boy.
Do you get one next week?
Yeah. Anyways, we'll start Thursday Night Football. Panthers at Bears. Bears win by 3 points, 16-13. Honestly, a pretty mid game all around.
It doesn't even begin to. No, you want to hear something funny about this?
Sure.
This is what's funny. Oh, I do have to announce this because I think it's only right. Eric did beat me in fantasy this week. Round of applause for Eric.
I did do that.
Yeah. To be fair,
yes.
You caught me at my weakest.
It's true.
Caught me at my weakest. My bye weeks really hurt me. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then like someone put up.
Yeah, I imagine that happens to a lot of people because it's the Chiefs, Dolphins, Eagles.
But you know what's crazy? You know what really hurt me? the fact that I had Trevor Lawrence in my starting lineup.
And that's true. Yeah,
He got me 1 fantasy point this week. If I started
what
Sam
league did we
Howell,
play
I
in?
would have
Because
won.
I'm pretty sure
Forgettables. It was the Forgettables.
I'm in.
Almost certain.
I'm in 4 fantasy league. I'm in 5 fantasy leagues. You're in 4 of them.
Correct.
So I lose track sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay.
So who's my quarterback in Forgettables? I started
You
Dak.
started
That's
Dak.
why.
Fuck me,
I started
bro.
Dak. I started Dak over Herbie fully loaded. I would have been okay with Herbie too, but
Yeah, I mean,
I figured I saw
have Sam
Giants and
Howell
my
on
mouth
bench.
started salivating.
Yeah, I have Sam Howell on my bench. Sam Howell would have made that close because I lost by 20. Actually, I would have won. Fuck.
With Sam Howell.
Yeah,
Tragic.
that's the whole 21 points. I lost by 20. Fuck. That hurts. That's good though, because I mean, to be fair though, I have Justin Jefferson coming back.
Yep.
I'm 5-5, and Jake. You know what's also hurt me though? I have Jake Ferguson playing, and I left Kittle on the bench. That's another 8. And
Yeah,
I picked
that'll
up Mitchell
do
just
it to
not
you.
to play him, but to be fair, he doesn't make a big difference. From 12 to like maybe 9, like 3 points isn't that big a deal. Sam Howell to
Yeah.
fucking Trevor Lawrence. I expected Trevor Lawrence to play football. Like I expected him to do something. They did nothing.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
So, anyway, but yeah,
Yep.
Bears Panthers. It was just rough.
Mid game.
It was rough. Like, what? My point was, this morning, Eric logged into the sleeper app and said, "I've had enough," and dropped Bryce Young this morning.
I did.
He just released them. He said, "Fuck it."
And no, I had him in behind the plays, and I really needed some flex help because my team is horrible in our dynasty behind the plays league.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I mostly picked up Bryce Young because my 2 QBs are Deshaun Watson and Jared Goff. You know, they're solid options, but they're not over the top.
Right. And you were like, maybe
Because
he
my
becomes
over
good.
the top QB is Kyler Murray, who was hurt all year. But now that Kyler Murray is back, I'm like, I don't really need 4 quarterbacks. I need football players.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I dropped Bryce Young.
I thought it was funny.
He was my 3rd round pick this year. I'm like, nobody wants Bryce Young. I'll fucking take him. I don't care. At this point, I might as well.
I was gonna take him and CJ Stroud in the same draft. I ended up trading CJ Stroud for Lamar Jackson. I feel like that's mildly a mistake. I'm not sure yet.
We'll see.
You know what's crazy about this game? I'm pretty sure Deontay Foreman had the only touchdown, or was there a punt return touchdown?
I think
There was a punt return touchdown. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. The Panthers did not score a touchdown on offense. They hit 2 field goals. This was such a bad football game. Holy shit! Get me out of
It
here,
really
bro.
was.
Get me out of here, man. Move on to the next one. Go to Germany, bro. Let's go way further out. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Germans were treated to quite the disappointing show.
16
From-
total points.
Yeah, 16 total points. Colts win 10-6. Mac Jones didn't play very good, was replaced by Bailey Zappi, who also didn't play very good.
No, you know what's crazy about this game is they replaced him with Bailey Zappi after getting the football back under 2 minutes left in the ball game. They're like, Bailey Zappi, go win us this football game. That's literally
then
what
he
happened.
didn't.
And then he threw an interception.
Yeah.
What the fuck were they cooking, bro? Why would you
I have
replace
no
him at
idea.
the like? Don't get me wrong, Mac Jones wasn't great, but he was 15 out of 20, and he only threw the 1 interception, man. 1.
So, have you heard the rumors with the Patriots right now?
No.
Okay. So this was apparently something straight out of Dan Orlovsky, out of Dano,
Good old Dano.
on Pat McAfee earlier today.
Okay.
Is he wouldn't reveal his sources, and I think it's probably a good reason for that because
Has to
this
be.
story is pretty wild. The rumors are
Rumors.
that Kraft and Belichick are going to mutually part ways at the end of the season.
Okay.
Belichick already has the next head coach and GM position lined up at his new position wherever he's going.
Holy shit.
Like, that team has already said, yeah, you're going to be our head coach and our GM next year.
Interesting.
Supposedly, that's what the rumors are. So if we theorize teams that could be, I mean, obviously there's only one team that's head coachless right now,
That's the Raiders,
which would be the Raiders.
who also Didn't they fire the
I
GM
could.
too?
Yeah, they did. And I could see Mark Davis pulling some shit like that. Let's be honest. I could see it. But I think if we consider some other teams that are possibly moving on from head coaches, I still think right now the top candidate, other than the obvious Josh McDaniels, is the Chargers.
I was gonna say the Chargers too. I could see that.
There are rumors of possibly Washington.
Oh man, Belichick doesn't want to go to the NFC East. He always loses to the NFC East.
I could possibly see Carolina, as unfortunate as it would be, because I really like Frank Reich, but
So do I.
I
don't
could
know why
see
he
it.
would get fired though right away. Situation's not the best.
because I think their owner is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
But like if we think of other teams right now that are like realistically gonna move on from their coach next year, I think those are the three that come to mind other than the Raiders. Chargers, Commanders, Panthers. Because if we go team by team, Bills probably aren't. They could, but probably aren't.
Could. They fired their OC this morning.
Yeah. I don't think the Jets do. Dolphins definitely don't.
The Jets definitely don't. No way.
I'm like 99% sure the Jets don't. Like I could see a scenario where the Jets do. They probably don't.
He's already on the Patriots. Bengals.
Dolphins
probably
never
don't.
do.
Right.
Bengals probably don't. Ravens definitely don't. Steelers definitely don't.
I don't think the Browns do either.
I don't think the Browns do. That would be really funny though. Belichick back in Cleveland.
That would be interesting.
I don't think the Broncos do. I don't think the Chiefs do. I don't think and then Raiders Chargers we already talked about.
Yeah.
Colts. I don't think the Colts do. I think they give Steichen another year.
As he should, especially with a 5-5 record.
Exactly, and he's been the Colts have been pretty decent given their situation.
Especially since
yeah.
Anthony Richardson's been hurt.
Yeah. I don't think they would cut Steichen.
Texans definitely don't after what's happened.
Texans definitely
Titans
don't. I don't think the Titans could. I don't think the Jags do.
Definitely don't think the Jags do, but I definitely could see the Titans.
I think Titans would probably be in the top 5.
Dude, honestly,
which would suck just because I really like Mike Vrabel, but I could see it.
I could see it being the Titans because it's time. I could definitely see the Titans. Dude, Will Levis with Belichick?
Maybe.
That'd be interesting. Commanders, I for sure could see. Sam Howell under Belichick would be crazy.
Yeah. Commanders, I could see. Giants, maybe.
Maybe, but Dable's won Coach of the Year last year, so I don't know.
Yeah. Eagles, definitely not.
Absolutely not. If they
Cowboys,
were to get rid of Nick Sirianni, I'd lose my mind. Unless he goes on like he'd have to lose like 3 years. He'd have to have a losing record like 2-3 years in a row for me to want him out.
Cowboys, definitely not because.
No. But I think
they would fire Mike McCarthy, but Jerry Jones would never give up his position as GM. I don't care if it's to Belichick. So no, the Cowboys would never. They might fire Mike McCarthy, but they will never hire Bill Belichick because he's not going to be their GM too.
The Bears?
Bears, maybe.
That's a real possibility.
Eberflus, I feel like, is kind of on his way out. Matt LaFleur in Green Bay, probably not. I don't think Kevin O'Connell is in Minnesota. No
Definitely
way Dan Campbell is in Detroit.
The Bucs? Who's their coach?
I don't think Todd Bowles is going out.
Okay. Falcons?
Arthur Blank has stated that he is committed to Arthur Smith.
Nice, love that. Panthers, maybe. But I
Panthers,
really
maybe. Saints, maybe.
I don't even know who's the coach of the Saints.
Be surprised. Dennis Allen.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Especially with Derek Carr. Yeah, you basically could pull that off.
Yeah. And then you have the West, which would be, Gannon. So, no. They give him another year.
Right.
Niners,
no.
Sean McVay, no shit. No way.
Sean McVay. And no, I don't think the other
Shanahan, no shot. Pete Carroll, no shot.
Yeah. No way.
So, yeah. If it's anybody, Washington, Carolina, Tennessee, Chicago. What was the other team we said?
We said Titans?
I did say Titans.
You said Titans, Chicago,
Washington.
Chargers, Raiders.
Chargers was the other team.
Yeah.
And LA. I could see it.
That's crazy. That's a crazy story.
Yeah. So if the rumors are true, that'll be an interesting thing come week 18 probably.
That'd be wild, man. Woo! Dude, could you? Oh man, just don't come to the Commanders, bro. You don't want it. You don't want the smoke. You have to see the Giants twice a year. You don't want those flashbacks.
Yeah, I don't know. Belichick doesn't strike me as somebody who goes to the NFC.
I could see him going to Chicago because it's weaker. Why not?
That's true. Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have to see. Speaking of seeing,
Okay.
Cleveland and Baltimore saw each other in a divisional matchup this week that actually was insanity.
Yes, this is a crazy fun game. Ravens were up huge, and then I blinked, and then the Browns were up huge. Not huge. Browns were winning.
Yeah, basically what happened was they scored a touchdown. Ravens scored a touchdown. Got a 1-yard touchdown for Gus Edwards. 9 plays, 2 minutes, 37 seconds, 56 yards, touchdown. Browns, 3 plays into the next drive for the 2 plays into their drive. The Ravens, pick 6. And then we're like back to tied up or down. They're down like 1 point, I think, because they missed the PAT, and then Baltimore's forced to punt, and Cleveland drove 4 minutes 55 seconds and scored a game-winning field goal. It was crazy. They won it a 16-0 like run basically.
Yeah.
Whew.
So, very impressive win from the Browns to go into Baltimore and win too, especially
in a come from behind
given
scenario.
what we saw in the first matchup between the Ravens and the Browns, where the Ravens smacked up the Browns.
Yeah, in Cleveland.
So this was a huge win to go into Baltimore, and honestly, really shakes up the AFC because 1 week, that's all it takes. The Chiefs are back on top of the AFC.
Right.
And I think are now both statistically on top of the AFC and are probably the best team in the AFC again, just like that.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. I think the craziest part about that too is how much the North shakes up too, because the Bengals lost this week, but the Steelers won this week. So the Steelers and Browns are tied and are half a game behind the Ravens now.
And the Bengals are a game and a half behind.
Correct.
So, like, that's a tough race in the North.
Yeah.
Like, we realistically could see, I don't see this not really being a scenario where we potentially get all 4 teams in the North going to the playoffs.
We could see it. That is, unless the Texans, Colts, and Bills have something to say. But I mean, the Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders are all right in the same. All those guys are in the mix. The Jets, everyone's in the mix.
Exactly. Everyone but the Patriots is,
And the Titans.
and the Titans are really in the mix in the AFC. And that's
everyone's
crazy.
like 4-5, 5-4, 6-3. That around that area. They're all
Like
4,
worst
5,
case
6,
scenario,
3.
you're 4 and 5.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, it's kind of insane.
Yeah, it's a good mix.
Definitely a bloodbath. So I think it's anyone's game now. It's anyone's conference to get in those 3 wild card spots.
Most definitely. Okay,
Feels crazy to
speaking
say.
of the Steelers,
Yeah, speaking of the Steelers, big time win for them against Green Bay. They definitely held their own, right? I think they were put in positions where I thought they should have lost that game about 3 times over, and their defense held, and I think that showed a lot of grit and grind, because there were a lot of parts at the end of the game where they could have easily like they got their field goal up and went up 4, so it forced them out, forced a lot. I think there was a missed PAT as well after a touchdown for the Packers, which caused this score. So that obviously came back to haunt them because they were in field goal range, I believe. But 2 interceptions at the end of the game from Jordan Love definitely hurt. It was rough. It was rough at the end. Najee got in the end zone. Najee remember how to play football this week. 16 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. But Jalen Warren had 100 and a touchdown, 101.
Yep.
So good rush.
Solid game.
Yeah.
Definitely the weakest part of the Steelers right now is their quarterback. I think even Mike Tomlin has said that Kenny Pickett needs to improve and show more for sure. But of all the quarterbacks who qualify for this stat, which means like a minimum number of pass attempts, I don't know what the number is off the top of my head. Did you know that Kenny Pickett has the fewest interceptions out of all of them?
It's pretty good. At least he's
Only
taking care of the
34.
football. I was like, sometimes that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, so
Especially
at least
if
he
your
has
running
that going
attack
for
is
him.
doing this. Like if your running attack is putting up 183 yards and 2 touchdowns for you in the game, sometimes that's all you
And
need.
your defense is getting 2 picks. Chris
When they need
Boswell
'em.
is nailing 49-yard field goals.
Yeah, you're good.
The Steelers are competitive.
hmm
I mean, the Steelers went to the Super Bowl in Ben Roethlisberger's second year, I think. And honestly, Ben Roethlisberger was a bit of a weight for
Yeah.
them back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that was a huge narrative. It is in Super Bowl 40. This is Roethlisberger's first Super Bowl. When they played the Seahawks, is that the Steelers won because of the refs. Like the refs made a ton of bad calls on the Seahawks.
Okay.
And then the Steelers went back 3 years later when they played the Cardinals, and Ben Roethlisberger played out of his mind and really cemented his legacy. Because it's like, yeah, you got your ring, but did you deserve it?
did you
And then he said, yeah, I did.
Does it again? Like, yeah.
How about 2? And I deserved at least 1. I got that.
Definitely sit him like
So-
that. I love that.
Yep. Last time the Packers beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh was like Vince Lombardi days,
That's crazy.
which was nuts to me.
That's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Moving
Back when
right.
they were taking team pictures on bleachers.
That's insane. That's right. The good old days,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
All right. Moving right along. There was a game that happened in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So after that, there was the Saints versus the Vikings. Anyway.
Niners coming off their bye, 34-3 on the Jaguars.
Bro.
Honestly, the Jaguars really were stagnant.
Dog, I'm just
coming out of
unsure
their
what
bye.
happened, man.
Jaguars were hot, had won 5 straight, and then came out and only put up 3 points on, to be fair, a really good team.
Yeah.
But it
Christian
was nice to see
McCaffrey.
that Brock Purdy looked good, that Christian McCaffrey looked good, that Debo was back.
Yeah, Debo bang back. Kittle getting the ball is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time, or the first time in like 17 weeks, I think, that Christian
Something
McCaffrey
like that.
didn't have a touchdown.
Yep.
He had like one of the longest streaks ever. So, yeah, but T-Law losing, I think that's it hurts. I think they have a bounce back week this coming week, but yeah, I mean, it was San Francisco coming off a bye. Sometimes it's what the fuck else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
San Francisco proved, hey, we're still here. We lost 3 straight. All right, cool.
And to be fair,
We're
this is
back.
a game that the Niners really needed to win. They had lost 3 straight heading into the bye. Coming out of the bye,
They
you need
had to
win
win this
games.
football game. They had
Yeah.
to win this football game, and they knew it. They came out and balled out, honestly. So good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of people balling out, oh
Can we-
baby,
dude. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
baby.
Listen,
The
if it wasn't for the most obvious comeback player of the year candidate in the history of this league, with DeMar Hamlin,
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Josh Dobbs deserves it. I don't
I
care.
feel like Josh Dobbs would deserve
I don't
it.
care about DeMar Hamlin. Josh Dobbs deserves it. DeMar Hamlin's not. He's getting healthy inactives. No. He was on special teams this week. He was the reason that they had 12 men on the field in their game. No. Give it to Josh Dobbs. Jameis Winston cooking. Derek Carr got hurt this game. I don't know what the extent of his injury is, but Jameis Winston was kind of cooking. He's in his casual 30-30 self. He threw 2 touchdowns with 2 interceptions.
That's such a Jameis Winston stat
That's
line.
so funny. 13
of 25.
Dude, this is Jameis Winston in a
This is
nutshell, bro.
this is just such a Jameis Winston nutshell.
But I have to
Like
say, he
Jameis
did
Winston
better than
throws
Derek
the
Carr.
ball, you might as well flip a coin.
I think he
if
did
it's a
better
good
than
pass
Derek
or a
Carr.
bad pass. He did this game at least. I think even before Derek Carr got hurt, yeah.
Yeah. But the man.
But I mean, yeah,
The
I mean,
legend.
Jameis Winston kept the Saints competitive, but the Vikings are rolling and have won what, like 6 straight now or something like that. I think 5 of the last 7 or something like that.
I don't know. I think it's something like that. Something crazy like that.
And the Vikings are honestly in a solid position to make a run for the playoffs. Like, I
Yes.
think the Lions are kind of running away with the North, but the Vikings are easily one of the top candidates to make a wild card.
Can I raise the question that the Vikings are currently tied in wins with the Cowboys
That's crazy.
and the Seahawks and the Niners and are a game and a half behind the Lions?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of a sudden, the Vikings are good again? Like, it's very interesting. Getting very interesting.
And I don't know why, because it didn't feel like it was Kirk Cousins' fault that the Vikings were losing.
No, I think there's just some things that weren't gelling. It's not Kirk Cousins. I think some things just weren't
No,
going their way.
it really exactly.
Like, think of who they played to start the season, right? Who have they played so far? Week 1, they started.
They lost the Bucks.
Bucks
They
and the
lost
Bucks
the
started
Eagles.
off really hot. The Bucks were really hot to start the season. So like, and that loss wasn't big. They almost beat the Eagles, by the way. That was a close game. Let's not act like it wasn't.
They almost beat the Chargers.
They almost beat the Chargers. Like, these were close ass games. They beat the
And then
Panthers.
they beat the Panthers, and they almost beat the Chiefs.
They should have beat the Panthers. They almost beat the Chiefs, and then
They should have beat the Chiefs.
1, 2, 3. What's the next game they played?
Are undefeated since.
Really? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
4. Yeah, 5. Damn, they won 5 in a row. Good for them, bro.
When's the Vikings bye? Week 13?
Week 13.
They have
Week 13.
Sunday night Broncos and then Monday night Bears.
Oh,
Those are both winnable games for the Vikings.
yeah, dude. Honestly, though, the Broncos are kind of rolling too, so who knows?
But it's winnable.
It's winnable. Yeah, I think that game's a toss-up. It's in Denver, so it should be fun.
It's in Denver. It's two teams that are hot and rolling and want to keep their momentum. If they want to make even a little bit of a chance of having the playoffs, I think both those, they need to win those games.
Absolutely. They should absolutely roll the Bears on week 12. Absolutely should roll the Bears.
Yep.
They're at home. They should absolutely demolish that roster. They should literally throttle that team.
Yep. They head into the bye.
Beat them by like 40.
They head into the bye, then they're in Vegas, winnable. Then they're in Cincinnati, winnable.
Winnable right
then
now.
Then they're at home against Detroit. But it's in Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota. It's a divisional game that's so winnable. I think every
at
time
home
it's
and then
it's winnable.
At home against Green Bay,
winnable.
And then they're in Detroit.
That one's a little harder. That one's
harder. Depending on how this Lion schedule shakes up, because what do the Lions got?
Hey, listen, at this rate, we could see that being the division game. Honestly.
Exactly. Lions have Packers, Bears, Saints, Bears again,
Vikings,
Broncos, Vikings twice, and then the Cowboys.
Dude, the Lions win all these fucking games, bro.
I don't know. Cowboys could beat the Lions.
Oh, the Cowboys. I forgot about them. The Cowboys could definitely beat the Lions. Who knows?
So, yeah, I mean, if the Lions drop a game, you're right. We could potentially see that Week 18 game being flexed into Sunday Night Football because that could decide the North.
That definitely could decide the North, and it could be insane.
Yeah. We could see that game getting flexed in. I think realistically we could see
Texans,
Bills Dolphins
Colts
possibly.
Could be important. Bills
Texans
Dolphins
could be important.
Steelers Ravens could be important.
Browns Bengals could be important.
Bengals could be important. Yeah, there's a lot of important potential games as we're looking at like a little bit past the midway point right now.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. I can't believe the Vikings were shitting the bed and now they're like, hey, we're good at football all of a sudden. Josh Dobbs, bro. I don't think they win a playoff game with Josh Dobbs. However,
if they even make the playoffs, that's
awesome. What I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's super cool. If they even make the playoffs, it's super cool.
Speaking of wild games, Texans at Cincinnati to play the Bengals. CJ Stroud has solidified the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. He already has it in his trophy cabinet.
Unless something dramatic happens, yeah.
There's nothing stopping him from winning that award at this point.
Like, unless, like, CJ Stroud gets Mr. Fantastic and, like, turns to Play-Doh.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
But the crazier part about this game to me was that I don't think the Bengals played poorly. There were 2 interceptions this game. I'm trying to figure out where they were. They were both in the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. What were those interceptions like? Hold on, I'm gonna watch them real quick. I have VODs. I have the tape. Hold on. I have the tape.
One was to DeAndre Houston Karsten.
Okay, the
which
first
I've never
one
heard
was
of before.
definitely a overthrow by what's his face?
By Burrow.
By Burrow. The second one, I think Boyd dropped this one because they were driving. They're all the way at the 14-yard line, literally in the red zone. Tyler Boyd? Oh, back of the end zone. Oh no, that's a terrible throw. That's a great play from the cornerback. Back of the end zone, he read it the whole way, but then they get an interception right after. So it's like, then they score. And then they get a field goal.
Bengals had every opportunity to win this game.
Opportunities to go win this game.
Yeah,
bro.
and it was a close game. Like, this game could have gone either way.
Yeah, man.
Both these teams now sit just above 500, and because of this game, Houston is actually the 7th seed right now.
That's insane.
Because they have the tiebreaker over the 8 seed Cincinnati Bengals.
That's insane.
So, If playoffs ended today,
at the playoff picture, like, oh, what's happening here? The 7th seed is the freaking Texans, man.
yep. Which is exciting because you and I, since we started doing this podcast, I'm pretty sure
The Texans
have been horrible.
Because it was right.
Like horribly bad. Because there was a period of time where the only player on the Texans was Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it was Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt. Those were the two players that when we started, we said that about the Texans on multiple occasions. I remember having those conversations.
Yeah, is that the Texans just don't have players.
Yeah, they didn't have football players. And now they have football players, which is crazy.
It's pretty cool. Like, if you think about it, if the Texans really do have a guy in CJ Stroud, the AFC just keeps getting crazier and crazier.
Correct. Like, their quarterback lineup is insane.
You look at every single team in the AFC, and theoretically,
I feel
there
like
are very few teams that don't have a guy. I think the Raiders are missing one.
Correct.
I think the Titans are missing one.
Let me run through this because I want to see. So the Chiefs are Mahomes, Lamar, T-Law. I think Tua is that guy. Pittsburgh
might be missing one.
I'm not ready to say Kenny Pickett's that guy. I think Deshaun Watson is great, but I think he's not as great as he used to be.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud. We know Burrow's him. I think Anthony Richardson, low key, could be that guy. He's just hurt right now.
I think exactly. I mean, if you realistically have 11 teams, I think right now who have a guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else is missing.
I think Buffalo does. I think
Buffalo.
Miami does.
I think LA does too.
I think LA does. I think the Jets do when Aaron Rodgers is healthy. Like that's a guy for 2 to 3 more years. Cincinnati does. Cleveland does. Cleveland does.
You think Cleveland
Baltimore does? I do.
Okay.
Jacksonville does. Houston does. I think Denver does. Russell Wilson's been really impressive this year.
Okay. I wasn't counting the Broncos, so I'll let you
I think
it.
LA does.
Okay.
I think Kansas City does. So maybe it's 12 even.
It's 4 teams don't have it. Yes, correct.
I think it's Vegas. I think it's Pittsburgh. I think it's New England.
Vegas, New England, and Tennessee for sure.
Yeah, Tennessee, and then I would say maybe even it's just New England, Pittsburgh, and Vegas because I'm not gonna commit to Tennessee and Indianapolis don't have a guy. You know, I'm not willing to commit that far yet.
I agree with that statement.
So yeah, I think we're on 11 going on 13.
Yeah,
doable quarterbacks in the AFC,
which is crazy.
And the Patriots and Raiders will have high picks next year. And there are a lot of good quarterbacks coming into the draft.
Phenomenal quarterbacks. Who could be that guy?
If you compare that to the NFC,
you got Hurts.
You have Hurts.
I think Jared Goff has been kind of him lately.
I love Jared Goff. Okay.
I think these last 2 seasons, Jared Goff has kind of been him.
Jared Goff is the dude.
Okay. I think we can count him. Brock Purdy?
Kyler?
I think he's been great, but like...
He's been okay.
Yeah. I am not ready to say anything about the Saints right now. I'm sorry.
Kyler?
I'm going down
if he stays in Arizona.
Sorry, I'm going down the list in standings order. Seattle, Geno?
In the same way, I'm not going to make the comparison to Aaron Rodgers, but it's a similar story. Like Geno, I think. Geno is the guy the way the Ryan Tannehill was the guy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, that's a really good comparison.
I agree with that statement. That's fine.
Geno, I think, will be the guy for 2-ish more years.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, Dak. I think that's a yes. Kirk/Josh Dobbs. No.
Well, here's the thing: is I don't think Kirk's in Minnesota next year.
Neither do I. I don't know if Josh Dobbs is either, but who knows?
Like, I think Kyler's more likely to be in Arizona next year than Kirk is to be in Minnesota.
Correct. I don't think Tampa Bay. I'm here to argue Sam Howell. He's been looking great.
I don't know. I think he's kind of in a similar situation to Kenny Pickett right now.
I think he's a much better Kenny Pickett. Like, significantly better.
I think he's a better Kenny Pickett, yeah.
Like, I genuinely think...
But I think it's similar.
I genuinely think he is like... He's like right there. He's like a step down from that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's like right there, though. Definitely not in Atlanta. They don't even know who they're playing. I don't think so about Jordan Love. Stafford, absolutely.
Yeah, Stafford's the
Chicago,
guy
I
in the
don't know.
Stafford's the guy in the same way Aaron Rodgers is the
Yeah,
guy.
Stafford's fine. New York Giants. No.
No,
Arizona has. I think Kyler's a franchise quarterback somewhere.
if he stays.
I think he's a franchise quarterback no matter where he goes, though. I think he's
Well, yeah,
great.
but we're talking about Arizona having a franchise quarterback.
True. And then Carolina, we don't know yet. I feel like
Yeah.
Bryce Young's having a rough year. He's the same as the J.J. Watt, Deshaun Watson Texans. He needs help.
Yeah, I mean, if we break down the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now,
I'd argue anyway.
9 of them are in the AFC.
Are we sure? Okay, Hurts is like 2.
Hurts is definitely top 5, probably top 3 at least.
He is for sure top 3. I think he's the only person he's not better than is Patrick Mahomes right now, and I'll die on that hill. And you can say what you want. I'll listen.
I mean, right now, yeah, I agree. Sure, I'll give it to you. He's 2.
Dak, dude, has been cooking. I don't like talking great about Dak, but I think he might be like top 10. But like at 10.
But okay, fine, sure. Top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now, 8 of them are in the AFC.
You want to list them? We're going to list, just a quick little list. Mahomes,
Easy.
Lamar,
easy.
Josh Allen,
regardless
T-Law,
regardless of their struggles, Joe Burrow,
Joe Burrow,
Josh Allen,
T-Law,
Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah, those 5 for sure.
Justin Herbert.
Herbie, Hurts,
So there's 6. I personally think Tua.
Tua's fine.
And
Hurts is in there, so that makes 8 quarterbacks.
Hurts, let's say it's Dak.
I think Dak. I trying to figure out who 10
So
is.
who's your
'cause,
10th?
like?
Because maybe it's Jared Goff.
Maybe it is Jared Goff.
I was going to say CJ Stroud, but maybe it's Jared Goff.
I think it is Jared Goff.
Okay, 7 of them are in the AFC.
You know what's crazy though? Before he got hurt, I low-key think that might have been Kirk Cousins.
It could have been.
That's crazy. So it's 7. I mean, I just wanted to see. Don't get me wrong. I know the
Maybe-
AFC is
maybe-
deeper, but I was just curious.
Maybe even I would take Stroud over Dak right now.
I wouldn't. Have you seen what Dak's been doing?
Have you seen what CJ Stroud has been doing?
I mean, agreed, but like, Dak's been doing it all year. CJ Stroud got it the last 2 weeks. I'll let him have it. He's been cooking, but so is Dak. Dak's been feasting this season. He cooked us. We beat him, but he cooked us. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Either way, where does that leave us at? Where were we?
We were
Texans,
talking about
Bengals?
CJ Stroud and teams cooking because
That's
we
right,
didn't have a chance to talk
okay.
about Titans.
All right.
Bucks.
Yeah, Titans, Bucks. Will Levis struggled for sure, but he is a rookie. We were really high on Will Levis, and honestly, it was kind of a disappointing game for him.
Absolutely.
But it was a really disappointing game for the Titans offense overall.
Yeah,
Like they
it's
couldn't really
6
even get a
points.
whole lot on the ground.
Yeah, Derrick Henry did nothing. It was very sad.
Yep. I think Baker's honestly earned a job in Tampa. I think
Yeah,
he'll
I
be
think
there
he could
next year.
stay.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
I think he will be.
He's young enough. What is he, 20, 30, 20, 28? 28, yeah.
Let's see.
Pretty
He's
young.
drafted 2018, so yeah, he's only been in the league for 5 years.
Yeah, he says.
Was it 2018?
He's 6 years experience. So
Yeah, it
he's-
was 2018 because 2016 was Goff and Wentz, 2017 was Mahomes and Trubisky and Watson,
Yeah.
2018 was Baker and Sam Darnold and Josh Allen and Josh Rosen and Lamar.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 years.
Take that. Yeah, I mean, Baker definitely earned his job. I think he's doing good. They just need to win more games. I think they have a chance to make a wild card spot, like definitely because of how weak the NFC is.
They have a chance to straight up win the South.
Oh, they do have a chance to win the South. That's true. They're like half a game out, so they have a chance to host a playoff game against like the Cowboys, where for potentially the second year in a row they're gonna get dogged. But
Yeah.
just hilarious by the Cowboys. Yeah, man,
Okay.
I have faith. I think the Bucks can do it. I
can see it.
I think the Saints. I really don't want to see the Saints in the playoffs. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief.
I don't think they've earned it.
No, neither do I.
They're so hit or
Especially since
miss.
They deserve it. Like they should have been the team to beat, and they're not. And they're like wimps. And the South is.
We
Am I
knew the
ready
South
to say
was
the
going to be
South is
bad.
the worst division in football? That's South.
We
Is
knew the South was going to be bad
that the worst division in football this year?
by far.
Okay. Cool.
Like by a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
The only other team I would say in contention is the other South, but they get carried by the fact that CJ Stroud popped off this year.
I don't know. It feels like the AFC South is a bunch of average teams and the Titans. The South feels like it's a bunch of below average teams and the Panthers.
The Panthers being
you know?
trash, yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to be honest with you? That's how I feel about the AFC East this year. Except for exactly the Dolphins, I think.
I would say there's
the Bills and
two
Jets feel
above
like,
average teams.
dude, the Bills have been so
And the Jets are an
mid
average
this year,
team, and the
bro.
Patriots are bad.
The Bills have been so mid this year. That's just me, though.
I think they're better than the Jets, though.
I do too, but it doesn't mean I don't think both teams are mid.
That's fair. I think the Jets are below average. Maybe average.
Yeah, I think the Bills are mid. I think they're average.
Okay. I think that's reasonable.
Crazy.
Yeah. Best division football is easily the AFC North, right? By
Not
like a
even
lot.
close. Yeah, that's not even
Okay.
close. We can agree on that.
Okay.
Not even close.
Good to know.
Lions Chargers, baller of a game. Chargers cannot seem to find themselves in a winning situation. However, I believe there was like a flag at the end of this game or something crazy that happened where it led to them milking more clock, which let them get a game-winning field goal. Hold on, let me find out. No, I'm lying to you. It was a 4th and 2. Jared Goff throw to Sam Laporta for 6 yards, and then they got to kneel 3 times, run out the clock, call timeout, kick a field goal for 2, and win.
Mm-hmm.
Kick a field goal with 2 seconds left. That's crazy.
The
Lions
Lions
continue to impress.
Lions were just straight up unstoppable. Very impressive game.
Herbie threw 4 touchdowns, though.
I know, this is a crazy good offensive game.
Monty and Gibbs. This was Monty's game back, too. 116 yards and a tutty.
Mm-hmm.
Gibbs, 77 yards and 2 tutties. Amon-Ra, 8 catches, 156 and a tutty. Huh? They were cooking.
Yeah.
The Chargers, 4 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, oh my God.
Like, it was honestly just like a
touchdowns.
pretty clean offensive game.
This is fun. We love those games. 41-38.
Yep.
Nothing more I could say. This was very, very clean. I think defenses obviously are the thing to be nervous about if you're the Lions. Maybe like make sure your defense is doing all right in the playoffs because it seems like you guys are making your way there. But now you got to worry about the Vikings because I think you got to play them twice still.
Yep.
So we'll see.
All right, Davion, tell me if you've heard this one before. But the Falcons, man, they stay falconing.
This is a certified Falcons moment.
It is.
Dude, Taylor Heineke threw the ball 15 times, bro. Why did they take him out of the game at one point?
I have no idea.
Bijan touched the ball, though. 22 carries, 95
Wow,
yards
it's
and a
crazy.
touchdown.
You get your best player the ball, and the Falcons were semi-competitive. Weird. Kyler Murray had a decent game back. He didn't really do a ton through the year. 19 to 32, 249 isn't bad. No touchdowns, 1 pick, but did have a rushing touchdown on the ground.
Yeah, we take those. That's just.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
just getting back.
those
Call
are
of Duty
Lamar.
came out,
Those
you
are
know?
those are Lamar stats.
Yeah, Call
We
of
say
Duty.
Lamar is crazy good, so you know what? I think Kyler had a pretty decent game,
Yeah,
especially in his first game back in a year.
Yeah, first game back. They drove 70 yards to win the football game.
Yep, very impressive.
So, yeah.
So yeah, Cardinals fans out there, you're welcome.
Yeah, good job. We're going to keep
This is
picking against you guys.
exactly. I'm not saying congratulations. I'm saying you're welcome. I did this. You should be appreciative.
Right.
Because if
we
I
picked
pick
the
the Falcons are going to lose.
And I
So you're
think
welcome.
the curse is officially back. And you have
Oh,
to
it's back on
pick
as fuck.
against
You
them.
kidding me?
Here on out.
It's back on as
That's
fuck.
hilarious, man. That's like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. That's crazy.
The Falcons had like 6 weeks of me being like, I might pick the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm
Toast.
okay to maybe pick the Falcons now.
Toast.
Psych.
Gone. Bye-bye.
Benito. That's hilarious, man. I cannot believe that nonsense. All right. Giants at Cowboys.
I mean, yeah, we kind of expected this, right?
We expected this. DeVito didn't look terrible, but like
No.
he didn't look good.
He's outmatched for sure.
Yeah, Dak threw 4 touchdowns, 400 yards. Jesus Christ. Who the hell is Rico Dowdle? Who is this guy?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, he ran for 79 yards and a touchdown. The Cowboys. Who is this guy? Got just 3 less touches than Tony Pollard. Yeah, they're missing a running back. I think that's all the Cowboys really need. If only they drafted a guy in like top 10 picks maybe, who was coming out of college, pretty awesome, and used him not to play center. I don't know.
Well, to be fair, that was what, 8 years ago now? 2016?
Dude, was it
7 years?
actually?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was drafted in 2016. I'm pretty sure it was the first 4 picks were Goff, Wentz, Joey Bosa, Zeke Elliott.
I think you'd be right. Now I'm curious. NFL?
Goff, Wentz, Bosa, Zeke Elliott, then Jalen Ramsey.
You're insane.
But I couldn't think of the 5th one. That was bugging me.
Dude, Kevin Byard was in the 3rd round of this draft.
This is a solid draft, honestly.
Kind of crazy. Derrick Henry was a 2nd rounder. Chris Jones was a 2nd rounder.
Ronnie Stanley went 6. Sheldon Rankins went 12. Laramie Tunsil went 13. This is the Laramie Tunsil draft.
That's crazy, man.
Keanu Neal, Ryan Kelly, Shaq Lawson, Laquan Treadwell.
James Bradbury was in this draft.
Kenny Clark.
Yannick Ngakwe.
Robert Kandichi.
Isaac Somalu. Austin Hooper.
Then you got a handful of winners in this draft, like Eli Apple and Will Fuller.
Dude, Jacoby Brissett was in this draft.
Let's ignore the Broncos. Let's ignore that number 26 pick in the 2016 draft. We're gonna pretend that one didn't happen.
Paxton fucking like. Who did he have a 2nd round pick? Adam Gotsis? I don't even know who that is. No,
Adam Gotsis. I loved Adam Gotsis. He was a solid player. Tyler Boyd.
Hassan Ridgeway was in this draft. Dak was a late 4th rounder.
Tyler Boyd was a 2nd rounder. Xavier Howard was a 2nd rounder.
Matt Judon was a 5th rounder.
Miles Jack.
Tyreek Hill was a 5th rounder in this draft.
Dude, body built by Taco Bell. Matthew Judon.
That's crazy. Dude, Wendell Smallwood was a 5th rounder in this draft. That's Philadelphia Eagle legend.
We took Riley Dixon in this draft too.
Trying to look at Nate Sudfeld. He was our backup quarterback for a while.
Brandon Allen was taken in this draft.
That was the next thing I was going to say. Jeff Driscoll was a 6th rounder.
Dude, shout out to Jeff Driscoll.
Jalen Mills was in this draft. Holy.
We took Will Parks in this draft too. I loved Will Parks.
Not a bad draft. I think the Eagles smacked this draft. We got Isaac Somalu and Jalen Mills and Carson Wentz and Wendell Smallwood. All those people contributed to actually winning us the Super Bowl the next year. Crazy concept.
Rashard Higgins was drafted here
crazy.
Too.
But yeah, Cowboys plans are complaining that they don't have a quarterback. Or I'm sorry, running back. I'm like, you guys wanted this. You know the craziest part of this game though? Eric?
What was the craziest part of this game?
Okay.
Sorry,
I thought you were all good. Brandon Cooks led the team in receiving with 9 catches and 173 yards.
Good for Brandon Cooks, man.
Brandon Cooks of all people. CeeDee Lamb had 151, but Brandon Cooks had 173, man. That's crazy.
That's right. I'm like, why are the Broncos picking at the end of the draft in all these rounds?
Did you guys just win the Super Bowl?
We did. We won it in the 2015-2016 season. I remember because we won it in 2016, and I graduated from high school like 3 months later.
Last time you guys were in the playoffs,
my senior year of
right?
high school. Last time we were in the playoffs.
There you go. All right, let's end off this Sunday.
I could have sworn we took Shane Ray right after we won the Super Bowl. Maybe we took Shane Ray right after we lost the Super Bowl.
Maybe he was on the team.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Right after we won the Super Bowl was Paxton fucking Lynch, apparently.
Which is funny.
All right. Anyways,
Commanders Seahawks was a game. That one also
That was a
came
solid
down
game.
to game-winning field goal. I thought Washington actually had this game won at one point. I thought they were gonna win it. They were putting Seattle in a body bag, and then Seattle said, "Okay, I'm done. We want to win this game now."
Mm-hmm.
And they forced a. It was touchdown, field goal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid game from Washington. It was a solid game from Seattle, honestly.
I loved it.
Like,
Sam Howell, I'm
great
telling
game.
you, man.
All around.
I'm telling you. Do you see these stats, bro?
Yeah, they were pretty impressive.
Sam Howell's cooking. Brian Robinson through the air had 119 yards and a touchdown. Same with Antonio Gibson. Maybe he's just throwing dump offs and they're taking him to the house. But, I'm going to keep saying he's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I like just talking nice about Sam Howell, even if he's in my division. I like Sam Howell. I think he's solid. But I have nothing else to really say about this game. I think it was solid. Came down to the end. Love those types of close games.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Then there was Sunday Night Football, which was not nearly as good of a game.
It wasn't a great game, but it was pretty dramatic.
The Raiders. So what else
Garrett
is good?
Wilson absolutely could have caught that Hail Mary, but Tyler Conklin decided to play DB.
Yeah.
And
Wait, is that what actually
that's two
happened?
wins. What's that?
Is that what happened?
There was a Hail Mary at the end of the game, and it was Garrett Wilson was in a decent spot to catch it, and Tyler Conklin also really wanted to catch it. And I don't think he was trying to swat it, because I trust that he's an NFL caliber player and knows that that's not what you're supposed to do.
I'm
But
watching
it
now.
sure did look like he made that kind of motion.
I'm watching it now. That's absolutely Tyler Conklin's fault. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson should have caught that.
Mm-hmm. Like, Jets could have won this game.
Dude, the fact that Zach Wilson got that pass off is even more insane, by the way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's 2 wins in a row for the Raiders post-firing Josh McDaniels.
It's almost
so
like he was the problem.
It's crazy, right? Listen, okay, I hate the Raiders. I don't like the Raiders. They're my least favorite team. It's just in my Broncos fan blood. And I've never really been able to see eye to eye with anything with the Raiders. Like, I grew up around Chiefs fans. I grew up around Chargers fans. And the joke was always like, hey, at least we both hate the Raiders.
Right.
Like, that's always been the joke. But now I can look at Raiders fans and say, at least we both hate Josh McDaniels.
Right.
And it's been honestly kind of enlightening. It's been peaceful.
Yeah,
It's
almost
the
like
strangest feeling in the world.
they know what they're doing all of a sudden, which is weird.
So yeah, shout out to Josh McDaniels. By
Terrible
that I
coach,
mean
bro.
opposite of that.
It's almost like he shouldn't be a head coach.
No, he should have never gotten hired by the Raiders.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. And that takes us to Monday Night Football.
Take us through it, bro.
Dude,
How are you feeling?
you could have photoshopped the uniforms of this game and told me that like the football equivalent of the Harlem Globetrotters were playing, and I would have believed you. Like, what the fuck was this game?
Game was silly.
Like, it was almost circus-like.
No, I agree.
Like, there were points in this game it didn't feel like a football game. It felt like entertainment. It felt like the WWE.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? Like, there was that... first of all, the Russell Wilson touchdown to Cortland Sutton
was amazing.
was crazy.
Amazing catch.
What a
Crazier ball
crazy
placement,
catch.
by the way. I have to give Russell Wilson his props for that throw, because that ball was placed like...
Yeah, he's
Only
been
where
playing
Cortland
crazy
caught that.
good this year relative to last year. I'm not going to say he's been mind-blowing, but
He's been better.
I'm used to Russell Wilson in an orange jersey being dog shit.
Yeah, he was somewhat good this year.
There was did you see the James Cook play?
The one where
He had like
one where he dribbled the
he
ball.
He had like a 50-yard run and forgot he was playing
Dude,
in the
I lost my
NFL, not
mind.
the NBA.
I lost my mind. I was laughing so
That was
hard.
hilarious.
He like got the ball tipped out of his hand and it dribbled on the ground and it went right back in his arms and he kept going. I was like,
Dog,
that's
the
crazy.
first play of the game was oh gosh, who was it? I know it was Gabe Davis. I know that much.
It was a fumble. It was actually James Cook.
Was it James Cook?
James Cook fumbled it on the first. I'm watching it as we speak. I have the tape. Every time I pull it up on NFL.com, they give me the full game, so I'm just gonna watch it.
I didn't
Screen
even
to James Cook, and the ball was ripped out of his arms into the Broncos' hands. That's crazy! Oh
I didn't
my
even.
gosh!
I didn't even fucking think of this not once.
Dude, I just got Red Zone this year, and that's been like the first thing I've utilized every podcast since then.
Do you know who plays for the fucking Buffalo Bills? Von Miller does.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't think about that?
I never even thought of that.
Dude, yeah, this was the Von Miller revenge game that did not go according to plan.
Hell yeah. I was looking at the defensive stats for the Bills, and I'm like, Von Miller had a tackle. I'm like, wait, he's number 58.
Von Miller?
He's not number 40. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You don't play for us no more.
Right.
That's
a
kind of
crazy
cool, though.
Start to the game, though.
Yeah.
Dude, James Cook
and
did
then,
not
of
know
course,
how to play football, I guess, this game.
Of course, the last game, I put it into our group chat. Dog, Will Lutz is not good for my cardiovascular health.
No, he is pretty rough.
We missed that PAT.
He missed 2 PATs, didn't he? Or he only missed 1?
We missed 1 PAT.
But he made all his field
And then
goals.
we missed the game. We missed the game-winning field goal, and
then 12
got
minutes on the field.
lucky. Honestly,
Honestly.
Broncos won, Bills lost. And we take that. So very fun game.
Dude, shout out to Russell
I had a
Wilson,
great time.
Man. 24-29, 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. That Cortland Sutton grab was beautiful.
I had a great time.
Dude, and they won, bro.
Personally.
What did I tell you? If they win, they might make the playoffs. Not exaggerating. They could do it.
It's
now.
true because
Their record,
listen,
however, or their
we're not
schedule
gonna do
got
that.
significantly harder though. Because
we're not going to do that thing. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that thing where you give me hope. We're just going to assume that the Broncos are dog shit. Let's shoot for 500.
True.
Let's get 9-8 first.
Yeah, true.
We have what? 8 games left?
Yeah, but you guys can make the playoffs. You can do it.
Broncos can win 5 of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all you got to do is just win 5 games.
Because the rest of our schedule is Vikings, which is a toss-up.
It got harder after I said that. Let's be real.
Yep. Browns is a toss-up.
Harder after I said it also because they were not.
Texans is a toss-up.
Harder after I said it. Let's be real.
Chargers, I think, is kind of a toss-up.
It is. I mean, it's just because it's the Chargers.
Lions is probably an L, but Patriots is probably a W.
Yeah.
And then we have Chargers and Raiders.
Yep.
So, listen, I think that out of their last 8 games, I think they have 1 guaranteed L in the Lions. Everyone else, I think, is winnable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they're going to win the rest. They're not going to go 7-1, but every other one is winnable.
Yeah, they have a chance to win everything.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll see the Broncos become the new Lions.
True.
Because this feels very familiar to the Lions of last year. Actually, I saw this stat from our... I mentioned him earlier, Mile High Mims.
Oh, yeah.
My Eddie of the Broncos had made the comparison. You want to know who the Lions beat when they started to turn their season around last year?
Wasn't it the Chiefs?
It was the Packers.
Oh, it was the Packers? Wait, that's even better.
Same team we did.
That's even better. Well,
so
bad.
who knows?
Who knows? All right, let's get some Preds in, man. That's a great week of football. The Colts, Falcons, Patriots, and Saints are on bye week, which means this week is a phenomenal week for football.
It's true because we have a bunch of mid to bad teams all on bye, which means we have no good teams on bye. Like last week was kind of whack just because Chiefs, Eagles, Dolphins were all on bye.
And the week before that was Jags, Niners, Lions. Like it was all the good teams in the last 2 weeks have been on bye weeks.
Yeah, a bunch of good teams all have been on bye. Here we get some honestly exciting games because there's a bunch of exciting teams playing.
Everything is heat. Everything is heat. There's not a bad game on this playlist. I'm telling you right now. There's not
inclined to
bad game on this playlist.
There are some low tier games, yeah. But there is not a bad game.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bad game on this list right now. It's gonna be fun. All right.
So we started off with
Thursday night.
I mean, by default, it's the second best game.
It is the second best game of the week. It is the second best game.
And any other week, this is the best game of the week.
Correct. And it's crazy that we're getting this on a crappy Thursday night.
Yep. Bengals, Ravens in Baltimore. This is huge. We get a divisional matchup for the best division in football. This is going to have huge implications in deciding not only the AFC North, but like the AFC playoffs.
Yeah, this is huge.
So, Bengals coming off a loss to the Texans. Ravens coming off a loss to the Browns.
Bengals
So this is
needed
definitely
to win that game against the Texans. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, this is a need to win game, I think, for both teams. So, give me in Baltimore, give me John Harbaugh. I feel like structurally the Ravens are in a better position to win this game. I'm going Baltimore.
I'm also going Baltimore, but I think the Bengals need to win this football game.
They do. Speaking of
must-wins in the
AFC North matchups, we get the other AFC North teams playing as well. Pittsburgh is in Cleveland. This is also huge for deciding the outcome of the AFC North.
Both of these teams, I'm pretty sure, are 6-3. Yeah.
They are both 6-3.
If the Ravens
Must
lose,
win games for both teams.
Yeah, if the Ravens lose, one of these teams could be the division.
If the Ravens lose, whoever wins this game is the division leader.
Yeah.
Right now, it seems like Deshaun Watson is kind of in a good position health-wise.
Yeah.
I think the Browns' defense is stellar, and I think the Steelers' defense is stellar, but I think the Browns' offense is solid, and the Steelers' offense is mid.
Yeah.
So I'm going Cleveland in Cleveland to win this one.
I'm also going Cleveland in Cleveland. Again, I think these are all must-win games so far.
Oh, for sure. Okay, we got Raiders, Dolphins. This, on paper, should be probably one of the more disappointing ones.
I think so, but the Raiders are looking hot these last couple weeks.
But
so
the Raiders have won their last two games since they fired Josh McDaniels, and I think that's kind of exciting for them. Like, I don't think this is a stinker like it would have been a few weeks ago.
I agree.
You know, but Dolphins are coming off the bye. It's in Miami. I have a hard time believing the Dolphins lose.
I also think the Dolphins smoke them. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a complete stinker.
No, I actually think the Raiders can put up a fight.
Yeah. Bears-Lions, I think, is another game that's potentially a stinker, but it is an NFC North matchup. So divisional matchups can never really be bad games.
No, I don't think so. That's why I said I don't think there's too many stinkers this week.
Yeah. Bears are coming off the long week, to be fair, but it is in Detroit, and Lions are just hot right now. I have a hard time believing the Lions will lose. So yeah, give me Lions.
Especially at home, I think the Lions smoke.
Yep.
Bears aren't looking too great, and they just want their draft picks to be good at this point.
Yep. Okay, we got Titans, Jaguars. Again, divisional matchups can't be bad, but theoretically this should be kind of a stinker matchup.
Yeah, to be fair though, the Jags looked terrible last week. I don't know what was going on with them, but they're looking to really bounce back. I mean, the Titans didn't look good either. Both of these teams collectively put up 9 points last week together.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's better than that, but I'm going to take the Jags.
I'm also going to go with the Jags.
It's tough.
Okay, we got Chargers, Packers.
This should be a fun matchup, I think.
I think it's a fun matchup because you got two mid to below average teams who I think need a win.
Yeah, correct. Because in all fairness, the Packers could still make playoffs.
Packers can still make playoffs. I don't think the Chargers are completely out of it either.
Neither do I.
It's in Green Bay. I feel like the Chargers are the better team, though.
I think so, too. I agree with you on that statement. I think the Packers have a chance to win because they're in Green Bay, and I've seen the Packers win some games, and I've seen the Chargers throw some games. But based off the offensive showing I saw from last week, I'm going to take the Chargers.
I don't know. My gut tells me the Chargers throw this game. I just smell it.
I understand.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Green Bay.
I understand completely.
Yeah, I had Green Bay. I was thinking of switching. I'm gonna stick to it and go Green Bay.
Cardinals at. Oh, a foul on that? That's crazy. Sorry, the Mavs game is on, and I'm salty about that foul. That's insane.
Cardinals Texans. If there was a stinker game, it's this one.
Yeah, I honestly, if Houston makes me want to love them, they go out and throttle the Cardinals this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Houston.
If they go and throttle the Cardinals, I'd lose my mind. I'm gonna take Houston. Speaking of teams throttling other teams, Cowboys just came off a significant win against the Giants. They're gonna go play Carolina in Carolina, the worst team in the NFL at the moment. I have no reason to believe that they don't do the same thing to this team. So I'm taking the Cowboys.
I'm inclined to agree. Cowboys.
Cool. Giants at Commanders is interestingly weird. I think the Commanders are a much better put together football team, but it is an NFC East showdown. Commanders, I don't think have won one at home yet in the NFC East bouts. So I'm going to take the Commanders, but I think this could be closer than people want to give credit to.
Washington's due. Give me the Commanders.
Cool. Bucks at Niners. Niners showed me they could win football games. Niners.
That
was my
this
mindset.
is a tough. I honestly kind of struggled with this one because
Interesting.
I think the Bucks are like weirdly mid. Like I think they're the best mid team out there, and
Yeah,
I think the
can agree with
49ers are the worst good team.
I can agree with that.
You know, it feels like. So I think ultimately this came down to the fact that it's in San Francisco. I am going Niners, but almost kind of reluctantly so.
Okay. I can regret that. I can respect that. Jets at Bills is crazy.
Yeah,
Jets
we
have
get a
looked
rematch from
somewhat
week
good.
1 after the Jets upset the Bills.
Yep.
But this one's now in Buffalo.
Where I think Buffalo needs to win this football game. They it's not even like I've been saying must win a lot this week. Like I understand the North, it's like, oh, it feels like must win. They could lose and potentially still be fine. This one, I feel like the Bills loses, they are below 500. They have to win this football game. I do not think that must win isn't even like, it's an understatement. I think they don't have an option to lose this game. I'm taking the Bills because they're in that scenario.
Bills fired their offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey this morning. Hopefully there's some good changes in the Bills establishment, and I think this is a good week to do it. Given that the Bills have the Eagles next week,
True.
immediately followed by their bye week.
Right.
And then they get Chiefs,
Oof.
Cowboys,
Oof.
Chargers,
Oof.
and then Patriots,
Oof.
but then the Dolphins. The Bills don't have exactly have an easy schedule
Not
to
at
finish
all.
the year.
It's a tough.
So I'm inclined to agree that if the Bills want a chance at the playoffs, they have to win this game. So I'm going Buffalo.
Seahawks at Rams. I think this is a fun showdown. I think Stafford's back, so this is good for them. They signed Carson Wentz in off chance Stafford doesn't end up playing this week. But I think he's back. I honestly have seen the Seahawks be in rough spots this season, and I think them almost losing to Commanders makes me pick the Rams to win this football game, especially since it's in SoFi.
Matt Stafford is due to come back. I didn't know that. So I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah.
I was originally taking the Seahawks.
Yeah. I was
But
picking
if
them
Matt
even.
Stafford's
I just
back-
wanted Carson Wentz to succeed, so I would have picked him either way, honestly.
Yeah, if Matt Stafford's back, I'm going with the Rams as well.
Super Bowl champion Carson Wentz right there.
Mm-hmm.
All comes full circle, which is even funnier, by the way, because Carson Wentz could have gotten drafted by the Rams with the first pick, but it was Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of funny. All right, Sunday night. I think this is a great primetime game. We're getting back-to-back Bronco primetime games. It is Vikings at Broncos.
This is a very fun matchup.
This is great.
I almost died, by the way, just now. My chair gave out on me. I almost passed away. Straight
Not
up.
like
So
this.
the viewers are going to see me freak the hell out, and that's what that was.
Thank
It was
God
me
my cold
almost
open.
dying. Yeah, there you go. You're welcome. It was me nearly passing away.
Beautiful.
Okay. Vikings Broncos. This is a fun matchup. It's definitely of our 3 primetime games the worst of the 3. That's not to knock on this game though. Bengals Ravens is crazy. Eagles Chiefs is crazy. This is a game that I think both these teams need to win if they want to stay competitive of even possibly making the playoffs. I think the
actually
Vikings
think
are
the
a little
Vikings
bit
could
better.
lose this game and be
I think the
fine.
Vikings are a little bit better than the Broncos, but it's in Denver.
I think the Broncos could. I'm sorry. I think the Vikings could lose this game and still be okay. By the way,
I still think this is a game that both teams really should
They
be winning.
want to win.
You know, like
They want to win.
theoretically, like most games should be.
yeah.
I'm going to go. My team is hot,
So are the Vikings.
but so are the Vikings. I don't like to do this thing where I give myself hope, but I'm going to do it. Give me the Broncos.
I picked the Broncos this week, and this is why. Okay. First off, how often do we see both our teams on primetime in the same week?
It's not often.
It has never happened. Okay.
It's true.
First.
That's
Secondly-
happening since we started this podcast because the Broncos don't get primetime games because we're awful.
Right. So secondly, The Broncos have been winning because they've been able to force turnovers. And I have nothing against Josh Dobbs. I think he's doing great. But I do think that he is due to turn the football over a couple times. And I think this is a team that has been forcing them. You've seen forced fumbles on Cook. I don't think they have a running back that's going to be capable of doing anything, right? I think they have abilities to strip those types of people. I don't think the Vikings line is going to be able to deal with the Broncos. I think the hardest part about what the Broncos are going to be able to do this week is move the football. I think that's the hardest thing that's going to be able to do. I'm going to take the Broncos, but I think their defense low-key gets a touchdown and they win the game. I'm feeling a Pat Surtain pick 6 this week. Give me a PS2. Maybe I should put that anytime touchdown PS2. That's what I should do.
Alexander Madison.
I forgot about him.
Still in concussion protocol.
That's what I thought. Okay. He may play, but I don't think he will.
He may play. Yeah. Okay. All right. That takes us to Monday night. We got a rematch of the Super Bowl. Kelsey Bowl. Eagles in Kansas City playing the Chiefs. This is by far the biggest game. This is the biggest game of the season.
It's the game.
It is.
Everyone's fucking healthy, too. There's, like, very minimal injuries. We love this.
Yes. I'm going to admit, from a neutral perspective, I'm getting a little sick of the Kelsey propaganda. So,
wait, hold on. Which
in
one?
that regard,
Because
both.
Jason Kelsey's been everywhere.
Listen, both. Like, I'm getting a little sick of the Kelsey propaganda. So, in that regard, I'm kind of dreading this game.
Are you serious? Aww.
But in terms of the raw football, oh, fuck yeah, this game rules.
This game would be great. A lot of talent on the football field. A lot of talent.
I already know who you're picking, so just drop it.
Okay, so yes, I'm picking the Eagles. I have to pick the Eagles, right? I have to do that. I can't not pick them for this game. Actually, there's not going to be a game this season where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm picking against the Eagles. Unless it's week 18 and we've locked up the fucking division. There's no other way around it, okay? Just for like my opportunity to get a perfect week. But there's some logic behind this. The Eagles have lost one game this season. They have beaten all the people that are like, oh, these are such tough opponents. You're going to have such a tough time with the Cowboys, who we beat crazily, but we beat them. Oh, you're gonna struggle against the Commanders on the road because you guys lost to them last season at home. Beat them. Oh, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle against the Dolphins. Fuck them. By the way, didn't just beat them. T Hill who? Who the fuck are the Chiefs using to guard AJ Brown this week? Who the fuck is Mahomes throwing to that's not Travis Kelce? I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. Tight ends haven't been the problem. It's been fucking receivers. That's it. We're cooking them. Let's go. Eagles by 10. Eagles by 10 on the road. Let's go.
Weirdly enough, I have very similar logic.
Yeah! Yeah!
Because
my brain!
the last time I picked against the Eagles on a primetime game, I regretted it.
As you should.
So I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going with the Eagles.
Dude, hey, rest of the Eagles season though, like we gotta play Chiefs in Arrowhead. We have the Bills. Do we have the second biggest game of the year in the Niners after that? Then we play the Cowboys again.
This is the Eagles. This is the Eagles gauntlet. They don't have an easy game the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Their easiest game is the Cardinals, week 17.
We play Giants, Cardinals, Giants to end the season.
Yeah.
And like,
but
I don't
even
think
then,
Giants are easy because it's a divisional
Giants,
opponent.
Eagles is NFC East. That never goes exactly the way you think it's going to go.
Exactly, never does.
I think the Eagles win, but I don't think the Eagles throttle the Giants like they should.
And the Eagles
if the Giants were in the NFC North for some fucking reason, I think the Eagles throttle the Giants. You know?
Yeah. But I'll tell you right now, the Eagles have not been throttling teams this season. We've been beating teams. Like we're not throttling people. Our biggest win, I think, is literally the Dolphins game by 2 touchdowns. I think that's our biggest win of the season. Everything else has been within 10. Which is fine.
Last time the Eagles were on primetime, I regretted picking against them, so I'm not going to do it this time. If the Eagles lose, so be it. I'll lay in my bed. It's fine.
It's okay. Same. That's how I feel right now.
So, by my count, we have one game different this week, which was the Chargers-Packers game.
Correct.
Okay. So then to recap, I'm taking the Ravens, Browns, Dolphins, Lions, Jaguars, Packers, Texans, Cowboys, Commanders, Niners, Bills, Rams, Broncos, Eagles.
I have Rams, Browns, Dolphins, Lions, Jags, Chargers, Texans, Cowboys, Commanders, Niners, Bills, Rams, Broncos, Birds.
I believe you said Rams instead of Ravens, but yes, you do have
them. Did I start with the Rams? I'm sorry, the Ravens.
You did, yeah.
I apologize.
It's all right. It's the other raw team.
And we get to go Monday night, so I get to either be literally depressed the next day and call off work because I definitely don't want to go to work if they lose the Chiefs. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Listen, it's okay because I have Monday, Thursday, Friday off, or Tuesday. What the hell? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off for Thanksgiving.
Must be nice. I have exactly.
So
Thursday
we
off.
could talk all. You want to stay up all night and cry about it? We can do that.
Okay, you got it. I have to go to work on Wednesday though.
Okay.
I don't have to go to
Well,
work.
then
on
I'm on your time on Tuesday.
There you go. Beautiful. Honestly, though, this will be interesting. I might go. It's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna have a good game. I think Eagles Chiefs is literally gonna live up to the hype. I really do.
It's the best. It's the biggest game of the year by a lot. It's not close.
It should live up to the hype. Honestly, I could see the Eagles winning this game. And honestly, as of right now, this feels like the Super Bowl rematch, right? I feel like this is the maybe a Super Bowl preview because these have been easily the best two teams in the league so far. Like
I'm not going to give it
the Ravens
easily,
were there.
but yes.
The Ravens were there, but now after that loss, it's not as
right
as
now.
big.
These are the two best teams in the league.
Yeah.
Easily all
Maybe
year,
not easily.
no.
Eagles have definitely been the best in the NFC all year, though.
I think there was a period of time where the Niners were better than
the Niners
Eagles.
were slightly better. I'll give you that.
A very short period.
Yeah, it was like the first
But
3 weeks. After that, it was like
and there was a very short period of time where the Chiefs weren't the best team in the AFC too.
No, definitely the Ravens were cooking.
So most of the year,
Yeah.
these are the best two teams.
This could be a potential Super Bowl rematch. If you believe in the Super Bowl thingy, then you believe the Ravens are playing the Niners this year, which could be very viable.
I could see it.
Which I would be pissed about because I definitely don't want to see either of those teams win a Super Bowl this year. I don't know why. Definitely not.
Why?
The Niners. Fuck the Niners, bro.
Listen,
You know I hate
okay.
the Niners. Come on now.
Yeah, that's true. But Niners are like the local team out in Reno. Like even more so than
I
the
guess
Raiders.
Lamar could win one. It'd be nice to have Lamar win one.
Yeah, the Niners are kind of the local team right now. So I'm not opposed to it. Like people out here either love the Niners or hate the Niners because they hate the people who love the Niners. I live by my same policy I've lived my whole life. I like one team and I hate one team and I don't really care about the other 30. So Niners could win it. I would be cool. I really like the Ravens. They just I don't know why. Like if I listed off teams that I like and teams that I don't care for of the 30, it would Ravens would definitely be one of the teams that I like. I think just historically. Like I always liked Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Like, Joe Flacco even at his peak. Like those were just exciting players. I really like John Harbaugh. I really liked Brian Billick back in the day. Like I just liked the Ravens. So I wouldn't be mad if the Ravens won too.
Yeah, like the Ravens aren't bad. I just don't like the Niners. You know why I don't like the Niners. But Ravens-Niners would be a Super Bowl rematch, wouldn't it?
Well, Davion, you like the Eagles, therefore you hate every other team. We've been over this.
I mean, valid. I don't hate the
You
Niners.
don't want the
You don't
want the Niners to win because they're in the NFC and you have beef with the Niners recently. You don't want the Ravens to win because then they would be the best bird team in the league.
That's a completely valid argument. I had not had that logic, but it'd be cool where Lamar won a ring. I'll give you that.
No, it would be cool if Lamar won a ring if he was wearing midnight green.
Valid.
See?
I can't put reasoning behind every team though. I don't think. Hold on, let's think.
I can.
Bengals.
You give me enough time. You give me enough prep time. I could.
I don't have any issues with the Bengals.
Bengals is a tough one. You give me some prep time. Liz, I'll do my homework. I'm gonna come back next.
He said I'm gonna give you a list of 31 reasons why you don't want these teams to win.
31 reasons why you hate this team.
Yeah. One for each team.
I'm gonna even try my best to not be like, oh, the Eagles played the Raiders in the Super Bowl, whatever, lost to the Raiders in Super
It has
Bowl
to be a reason
-5.
why I might not like them.
Exactly. I'm not listing reasons why the Eagles don't like these teams. I'm listing
Cowboys,
reasons why
Giants,
you,
Commanders are
Davion
very
Reed,
easy.
don't. There's a lot of easy ones. There's a lot of hard ones too.
The Bears isn't. I don't have any issues with the Bears.
Double doink, wasn't that the Eagles?
Yeah, but we won that game.
But that doesn't mean you hate the Bears. I'm saying you got beef with the Bears because
we do
of it.
have beef with the Bears because of double doink. Chargers.
Chargers, they might as well be the 33rd team in the NFL. Like that one's tough. All
right, let's wrap it up, man.
I'll do my homework.
It has been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I just realized I updated OBS and they changed the little bottom of that. It looks clean.
I did see that. I noticed that too when we were recording. Yeah.
That's gonna look better for my streams too. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Mavericks are currently losing by 16 to the Pelicans, and I hope to God they come back because it's the in-season tournament, and I really don't want to. I don't want them to lose any more of these games. So, thank you guys for being in with us. Like, subscribe, comment if you are new. Make sure you hang out as always. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Eric, any closing remarks?
Dude, I got nothing. It was nice timing. I just heard the door open. Guess who's home?
That would be his fiance, and I gotta go hang out with mine. So we will catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your evening. From behind the place, I am Davion. That is Eric, and we are out of this. Peace. Bye.
See ya.